No one wants a CD, so you have a problem, like, and and these stable coins is also solving that problem by making it easy to just send money to someone in like a second without having to like really adopt too much of the infrastructure and change like what you're doing. Yeah, and being able to like save in stable coins, right? I think outside of the US, there are fundamental problems that actually, that this technology is actually solving. Like FX issues, where like with the currency devaluation,
foreign exchange.
Yeah, that was actually the solution to a lot of the problems that we had when it comes to like being able to streamline that process of accessing credit, right? Yeah, so at Credentials, basically what we do is we provide a unified way for lenders, neobanks, and fintechs to be able to verify people's income in the digital economy that are earning from platforms like Shopify, YouTube, Upwork, TikTok, right?
People that love to be decentralized, you know what I'm saying? It's for y'all. And also, rest in peace, Sugar Plum. That's my Shih Tzu. She died about 10 years ago. Appreciate you. Woo-woo.
Yeah, you have questions, right? Like, what did he just drink? Why is he honoring his late Shih Tzu at a basketball game? Who are the people even being decentralized? What does that mean? Well, that's why I'm here. Let's find out. New York doesn't ease you in. You step out and you're already in it. A few million strangers, all going somewhere all at once. I grew up a couple hours away in Philly, close enough that New York was never some distant idea. It was a city you took the bus to or train to, a place I get to go and see my friends from high school and college. That's the thing about this city, it's stacked. Bodegas under glass towers, old New York holding up the new one, and most new people have no idea what the old one even looked like. Oh, not you, sorry. This time I linked up with some friends out here in the city. People already connected, already a part of what I came for, an Ethereum conference, the kind of room where we're negotiating where technology is going. But before any of that, you eat, you walk. You let the city remind you why people around the world dream of being here. And somewhere between these streets and the conference floor, that's where the story really starts. My name is Maseo Ali, and I'm the founder at We Media. Over the last 5 years, we've been researching how cryptocurrency and decentralized technology can empower everyday people around the world. And that's why I attended the Ethereum conference in New York City a couple weeks ago, to better understand and share with you all how Ethereum is working to show Wall Street it is ready to be the global settlement layer for financial systems. And we're here to show you what it means. Let's go. But what's up, everybody? I'm out here. I'm Maseo from We Media. We're at ETH conference right here in Manhattan. This is the first ETH Global conference they've ever organized. And I'm here with
Ayla McCurl from Credentials. I'm the co-founder.
Heck yeah. And so tell us a little about where are you from?
So I'm from Houston, Texas.
Okay, how old are you?
26.
Okay, wow. Like myself, 26.
Yeah, young.
And so what's it been like for you being a young builder in this ecosystem? A young black man building in this ecosystem?
That's a very nuanced question. I think it's been great, right? Like there's not many people that are our age and of our skin color. So being able to add that perspective to
building real products.
Building real products.
I was going to say that too.
Exactly. There's not many people doing that. So being able to like be in these rooms with people that have all this experience and all this capital and everything like that, and also being able to provide value has really been like awesome to witness in this time period. Yeah. So.
Okay. And so tell us about Credentials.
Yeah. So at Credentials, basically what we do is we provide a unified way for lenders, neobanks, and fintechs to be able to verify people's income in the digital economy that are earning from platforms like Shopify, YouTube, Upwork, TikTok, right? You find that there's a huge problem in the world right now. These subset of earners really have a hard way, or really have it hard when it comes to accessing credit. And we're basically here to make it very easy for them to access credit, to get access to credit. Just edit that part out.
Yeah. You hear that? But, okay, but that's cool. That's cool. And so how has it been for you actually working on this product, getting to where you are right now? How would you describe the phase you're at now?
Yeah, so like we've actually been working on this for some time now, about 2 years. But over time, the vision has gotten a lot more clear. And I think it also has to do with timing as well. This space really wasn't ready for what we were building like 2 years ago. But over time, like when you look at neobanks and fintechs, right, they've done everything from the stable coin backed cards. Then they're now in the yield phase, like yield products. But the next frontier is unsecured credit, and now the timing is starting to get a lot more ripe, and we're seeing a lot more interest in what we're building, so people can actually lend to individuals and businesses through crypto rails.
Yeah, yeah. And it's remarkable. You're building, you're thinking about real use cases. What you just said, right, around lending. I think that's remarkable around credit, right? And I'm curious, like, what's your background? How did you even identify this as a problem? Like, how did you become qualified to even explore this design space, this problem space?
Yeah, so two parts to this actually. I first started off unqualified. I actually experienced the problem while in college with my co-founder. We had a website business. We were just like making money. Like I was even a freelancer too, making money from random places. But when I tried to access credit, they asked for so much documentation just to reject us in the end.
You get good doing paperwork, though.
Yeah, yeah. Man, like they just had me doing paperwork and stuff like that. So look, after that, like I was like, okay, that's a problem. And I've heard this my whole life. All these types of people that are earning online in non-traditional formats really struggle to access credit. So like I didn't have the solution for it at the time. The solution came when I started to work at the Ethereum Foundation, in specific PSE, privacy and scaling explorations at the time. And I worked on zero knowledge like proofs, and like I was a lead dev rel, and I was onboarding people to open source tools, and that was actually the solution to a lot of the problems that we had when it comes to like being able to streamline that process of accessing credit, right? So I put two and two together, the problem, the solution, and I'm like, oh yeah, we need to start a company and do this thing right. So that's how it
Okay,
got
and for
going.
those who don't know, like, what does zero knowledge proofs mean?
Yeah, so I don't actually explain this term too much really, because I
Well,
don't
he's
think it's
overqualified to break it down. So let's hear it.
basically what zero knowledge proofs are is it's the ability to verify that a certain piece of information or a certain piece of data without actually revealing the underlying data itself. So in the case of like what we do, we can verify people's income without even seeing the data ourselves, right?
How can you possibly do that?
It's that's very
Proprietary.
nuanced, but definitely it's just mathematics, right? At the end of the day, it's polynomials, right? If you don't know what polynomials
That's
is,
okay. We
just
won't
go
ask you to
look it
break it
up.
down. Don't worry.
Yeah. But yeah, it's all just like mathematical equations that equal to a true or false statement, right? In the end, so that's how it works basically.
Okay, awesome. And who are the people that you're targeting to be users of your application? Like, who are the people you're really solving a problem for?
Yeah, so we are a B2B2C company. So we kind of are solving the problem for two sets of people. The businesses being the neobanks, the lenders, and the fintechs, they have no visibility into their like users and where their income sources are. So we're helping them make that a lot more clear so they can actually like give credit and expand their product offerings
Yeah.
in this competitive like crypto space that we're in today. And then you also have the consumer that is actually the users of our the customers that we aim for, and we're helping them be able to verify their income, and share that with these institutions so they can access credit or whatever financial services, a credit card, buy now pay later. So yeah, those are like the two sets of like users that we essentially are working for.
Okay, man, and congrats on where you're at. I think
Thank
it's
you.
awesome that you're right in that intersection and being able to serve people on both sides. Like,
Yeah.
it sounds like you're in a space with a massive market,
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
and you're an
yeah.
early mover, 26 and moving early. I like that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so, what would you say is a long tail goal? Are you trying to build to be like public infrastructure? And I think of public goods as something that I like in this crypto space. I think it's really cool that we can see emerge. And does your product evolve to be a piece of decentralized technology, or is it something privately owned in the long term? And
Yeah,
it could be either. I'm just curious.
yeah. Even come from EF, like I'm very big on public good infrastructure. At this time, it is private, but I can definitely
Get that
see,
money.
yeah, I can definitely see over time, like we'll begin to open source some of our like infrastructures to where like anybody will be able to verify their income without needing us to do so. But as of right now, it is like a private institution. Yeah.
So you get that $1 billion EF grant.
Hey, then we can change some things. Yeah.
Wow, but that's sick. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was gonna talk about something else, but it's okay. Don't worry
What
about
were
it.
you thinking about?
I was just thinking about like, you know, we're also working outside and like in emerging markets as well to establish open banking.
Okay,
Actually,
we'll
like
talk about that. Yeah.
yeah, like
First of all, what is open banking for those who don't know?
open banking is really just the ability to, you know, be able to access financial statements from any bank, right? Yeah, in a compliant way. And right now, if you look at like countries like Ghana and Kenya, et cetera, there really is no open banking infrastructure to be able to easily access your statements without needing to like do that whole PDF thing and everything like that. So we're actually in talks with the government and stuff on like building out open banking infrastructure as well. That's just like it's a long it takes a while to like close those things, but that's something I'm very excited about, like enabling open banking in these like emerging markets.
No, I think it's incredible. I know that you were just in Africa. How has that shaped your perspective on the opportunity in that space? I'm curious to hear.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You know, I'm Nigerian too. At the end of the
What tribe?
day, Isoko.
Isoko. Damn,
Yeah,
I didn't know
it's a
that.
new one. You haven't heard of it, huh?
New
Yeah,
to me.
it's a smaller one.
From where? What state?
Delta State.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Isoko.
Yeah, Isoko. So I would say like built like going to Africa and being in Africa really has opened my mind just in terms of like, you know, how different it is from the West, and you know, how you also have to build for that region as well. It's not like you can just take a product from the West or take a product from like, you know, the US and just take it there and like think that it'll work, because it's not. It's fundamentally different. It's relationship and trust driven. And actually, you know, the market is just not, is not as established as the United States. So there's a lot of figuring out that needs to happen by being on the ground, by actually talking to people and developing those relationships. And that's something that I learned in my travels throughout Africa.
Okay, incredible, man. And then my last question would be, like, you know, when you see this ecosystem, when you see this technology, what do you feel like everyday people aren't getting or are taking for granted that you could, and how would you address that?
Yeah, so looking at this ecosystem right now, it's very institutional. You know, even ETHConf, that where we're at right now, there's a lot of institutions that are here, and that's cool. And
It's that time.
it's that time for them to come in. Um, but when you look at the West, I think we're really focused on yield. Like if you look at actually look at all the booths here, most of them are like yield driven, right? Or institutional privacy, et cetera, et cetera. But honestly, like that is not really the major focus outside of the US. I think outside of the US, there are fundamental problems that actually, you know, that this technology is actually solving. Like FX issues, where like with the currency devaluations,
Foreign exchange.
yeah, and being able to like save in stable coins, right? Or other
In
problems,
order to hedge against inflation.
to hedge against it. Exactly. There are other problems like, you know, currencies are not actually communicating with each other, like Nigeria and Ghana being right next to each
Yeah,
other, but
nobody wants that naira.
nobody wants that naira. No one wants the CD, so
Uh-huh.
you have a problem, like, you know. And and these stable coins is also solving that problem by making it easy to just send money to someone in like a second without having to like really adopt too much of the infrastructure and change like what you're doing. So what I want people to realize is the use cases are actually abundant and they're necessary. Now you may not see that in the West, but just look outside. Look at your neighboring country. Like Latam has the same problems, Africa has the same problems, Asia has the same problems, and I think this technology was really fundamentally built for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And you have a message for the ecosystem?
Um, a message for the ecosystem. I'd say, you know, it's a bear market right now, but it's actually a builder's market. Actually, my friend Maceo told me that.
Maceo. But Luciano told me that, so we're back to Luciano.
Back to Luciano. Maceo, gotcha.
Yeah,
Sorry
it's,
about
I
that.
called him Elo at first. That
Yeah.
was wrong. So,
We're both learning. Yeah, so
Always.
it's a builder's market, and what I'd say to that is just like, you know, this is the best time to get the relationships and, you know, actually build what matters, because when all the people start to come, that's when it's all noise.
Settled.
But right now it's just signal. So just go out there and connect and build and create something great.
All right, man. You want to say where you're coming from one more time?
Yeah, so coming from Houston, Texas, and yeah.
Representing your company?
Okay, coming from Houston, Texas, representing credentials. That's CR3 Dentials. And yeah.
And then we like to say booyah to close out our interview. So 3, 2, 1,
Booyah.
booyah.